Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We are here tonight, less than 24 hours after an angry mob attacked this building, the People's House, because there is breaking news happening both in and outside of it. As we come on the air, a growing list of lawmakers is demanding that President Trump's cabinet take the extraordinary step of invoking the 25th Amendment to the Constitution, removing him from office, and making Vice President Mike Pence the acting president. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says if that doesn't happen, Congress may move to immediately impeach him. At the same time, security is being stepped up here and across Washington, D.C. tonight. CBS News has learned there is intelligence that the same people who stormed the Capitol are still in the area and that they may return tonight or attempt an assault on President-elect Biden's inauguration. Now, as we come on the air, sources tell CBS News there is now a full-scale manhunt for members of that mob. And on top of all of the damage that was done inside the Capitol, a laptop that may contain sensitive national security information was stolen. Now, tonight, 4 people have died in the aftermath of Wednesday's riots. A member of the president's cabinet has resigned, and we are learning that the president and vice president are now at odds and not speaking at all. So while the Capitol building may have weathered that violent attack tonight, our democracy is still being tested. We've got a lot of breaking news to cover during our show. Our correspondents are working their sources for the very latest information. CBS's Jeff Pegues is going to lead off our coverage tonight.
CBS News has learned that some of the rioters involved in Wednesday's attack on the U.S. Capitol have remained in the area, and law enforcement is concerned that they may be planning new attacks in the city and on federal buildings. Across Washington, D.C., the hunt is on as police and FBI search airports and hotels for rioters who ransacked the Capitol and may be planning more. On social media, there is chatter about making the next target the inauguration. A white supremacist Telegram channel posted a reminder that the U.S. presidential inauguration day is on January 20th. It added that is the next date on the calendar that the pro-Trump and other nationalist crowds will potentially converge on the Capitol again. Today, D.C. police released photos of some of the rioters they are seeking to charge with the violence at the Capitol, breaking windows, destroying congressional offices, and fighting police inside and outside the building. They had what appeared to be free reign of the Capitol. Even Speaker Pelosi's office, where one protester left a message reading, "We will not back down." To avoid a repeat of the chaos and destruction, the Secretary of the Army said the Capitol will be fortified by fencing. Tonight, there will also be thousands of National Guard troops deploying into D.C. to help secure the city. The nation's capital under threat from what former DHS counterterrorism official Tom Warwick says is the textbook definition of domestic terror.
An assault on the Capitol in an attempt to disrupt the federal election by the counting of the electoral ballots really is an act of domestic terrorism and really needs to be condemned as such by everyone.
At the height of the attack, Capitol Police say they were also responding to reports of 2 different pipe bombs. Their manpower was stretched thin. 60 officers were injured. Tonight, Capitol Police are being hammered for what members of Congress have called a total failure and are calling for an investigation into what went wrong.
Sense of impunity that many of these attackers have by virtue of the fact
they
that
couldn't do anything.
Arrests were made on the Capitol grounds yesterday. Means they might come back.
Veteran FBI agent Tom O'Connor says more manpower was needed from the start.
I don't care who you are in fear for your own life, because in all reality, anything could have happened from that crowd, anything.
And no one wants to see that happen again. Tonight, the dome is protected in part by this 7-foot unscalable fence. Nora.
Jeff Pegues, thank you so much.
Well.